Hi guys, I'm Samina and welcome to the Cupcake Confession where I show you how you can learn to make amazing decadent desserts and sweet treats. If this is something you enjoy, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you do that, also don't forget to ding this little bell button so you are notified every time I post a new recipe. Today we're making Tiramisu Cupcakes, so let's get to it. We'll first begin by preheating the oven to 180C or 350F. Then here I have all of my dry ingredients, so that's all-purpose flour and corn flour, which I'm going to sift, whisk and keep aside. Now in the bowl of a stand mixer, I'm going to add my egg whites and some salt, and using the whisk attachment, I'm going to whisk this on medium speed or speed 6 on the stand mixer. Once it starts to get foamy, I'm going to start adding my caster sugar a little at a time. I'm only using half of the caster sugar that is specified in the recipe because the other half is going to go into the egg yolks. We'll continue whisking these egg whites on medium speed for another few minutes until stiff peaks are achieved. So it takes a total of 6 minutes. Then we're going to transfer this into a clean bowl, and then using the same bowl that you used to whisk the egg whites, we're going to add the yolks and the rest of the sugar from the recipe and whisk this for about 7 minutes on medium-high speed till it goes really pale and fluffy and really lightens in color and increases a lot in volume. It's very important to note that the egg whites need to be whisked before you whip the egg yolks, because if even a little bit of the yolk goes into the whites will not whip to their full volume and this recipe will not work. So always whip the whites first in a clean metal bowl, making sure that there is no water, no fat of any kind. Once we've achieved the ribbon stage on the egg yolks, we're going to sift again all of the dry ingredients that we sifted initially. So we sifted twice. Then we're going to fold it lightly. Halfway through the folding process, we're going to add a little bit of the egg whites as well, and then we're going to introduce that and then fold it again. Again, it's very important to be very gentle while folding. You do not want to knock out any of that air that you've whipped or incorporated in both the egg whites and the yolks. So you're going to keep introducing the whites a little at a time until everything is well combined. So it takes about 3 to 4 installments of adding the egg whites. Now this is the final installment, and you'll see that it starts to come together and it looks more like a cupcake batter now. So basically this is the Ladyfinger sponge. I have a muffin tray which I've lined with cupcake liners. I'm going to fill them 3/4 of the way through using an ice cream scoop, and these will be baked in the oven for 8 minutes. Once they're out, we're going to let them cool for about 10 minutes. While our cupcakes are baking, we're going to make instant coffee soak. So here I have the coffee to which I've added hot water, and then once the cupcakes are out of the oven, I let them sit for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to douse these in the coffee that we just made. I'm going to do that, then let it sit for 10 minutes, let it settle, then again repeat the process of brushing these with the coffee. So I do this about 3 to 4 times, so the sponge really absorbs the coffee and it tastes really nice. Now we'll move on to making our mascarpone frosting. So here I have heavy cream and milk to which I have added some caster sugar. I'm going to heat this till the sugar dissolves. Then once the sugar has dissolved, I'll add the flour and whisk it again so that no lumps remain. Once the lumps are completely dissolved, I'm going to increase the heat to medium-high, and then I'm going to boil this for exactly 3 minutes. This mix will start to thicken up considerably. After 3 minutes, I'm going to take it out in a bowl, spread it out, and then I'm going to cover the top with parchment paper, touching the surface of the actual pudding mix so skin doesn't form. We're going to let that cool to room temperature, and once it does, we're going to add our softened salted butter and mascarpone in the bowl of a stand mixer with a whisk attachment. After about 1.5 minutes, the butter and mascarpone will really come together and smooth out. Once that happens, we'll start adding this pudding mix a little at a time on medium speed until all of the pudding mix has been incorporated into this frosting mix. And once you've added all of the pudding mix, you're going to increase the speed to medium high or speed 8 on the stand mixer. But before you do that, I like to scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl so that I'm taking all of the ingredients in and nothing is being left out. Now I've increased the speed to 8 and I'm going to whisk this for 2 minutes, and now you can see how lusciously thick that frosting is. I'm going to use a Wilton 1M tip, and using a piping bag, I'm going to pipe some swirls on it, and you can go as tall as you'd like with the frosting. I really love the generous blob of mascarpone frosting on these cupcakes because it pairs really well with the Ladyfinger sponge cupcake. I'm going to dust it with some cocoa powder, and obviously I'm going to take a bite because it is irresistible and so delicious. Guys, this is it. This was my recipe for the tiramisu cupcakes. It's really easy to make. The sponge itself is really fluffy and soft, almost like biting into a pillow. And the mascarpone frosting is luxuriously decadent. I really hope you give this recipe a go, and when you do, don't forget to post a photo to Instagram and tag me using my Instagram handle at the Cupcake Confession, and also use the hashtag the Cupcake Confession. If you like this recipe, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you have any feedback, comments or suggestions, put them down in the comments below. I post a new recipe every Tuesday and Thursday. So if you want to be notified, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And while you do that, also don't forget to ding this little bell button. I'll see you again next time. Bye.